Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. In today's episode, we're in beautiful Ostend, which is the Belgian coast. And yes, it is a winter day, even though we have some blue skies today. Well, it is kind of cold, but in a lot of my videos, what I often do is go to the beaches during hot times, often in other places of the world, like in LA and Hawaii and well, whatever other places I go and visit. But today we're in Belgium, and I thought, well, why not show the beach during the winter time? It's something that not a lot of people show. It's still really beautiful, and it is a very different kind of vibe. So without any further ado, let's explore. Ostend is the largest coastal city in Belgium. Located in the province of West Flanders in the Flemish Region of Belgium, fishing has become one of the main attractions of this area. Back in the day, Ostend was a small village built on the east end of an island between the North Sea and a beach lake. Although small, the village rose to the status of town around 1265, when the inhabitants were allowed to hold a market and to build a market hall. Nowadays, Ostend is extremely touristic and known for its seaside esplanade, including the Royal Galleries of Ostend, and fine sand beaches. Even though Belgium is cold during the winter months, seeing this region in the winter is a true sight to see. Ostend is a coastal town, and because of that, well, we have quite a few boats right here, and obviously we have the sea too. And Ostend does have a port, even though it's not the biggest port in Belgium. The biggest one is located in Antwerp, and in Antwerp we have the second largest port in Europe after the one in Rotterdam. But yes, here in Ostend we also have a port and we have quite a few boats. But what Belgium is known for is the fact that we have really good seafood. So yes, there's quite a lot of fishing that happens right here, and we're known for fish, for very special shrimps that can only be found right here in Belgium, and also mussels. And yeah, not the mussels like mussels at the gym, but the mussels that we can eat and that come from the sea, and they're usually served with French fries. And yeah, this is something that I would recommend if you ever come to Belgium, is to have some of the seafood, because it's excellent. And as you can see, we have the sea, so it comes really fresh. As part of the city of Ostend, the port was founded in 1584 when the sand dunes were pushed back to create the beginnings of a modern basin. Even though this isn't the main port of Belgium, it's still a favorite for people wanting to own a boat or simply go sailing. Because of that, there are quite a few areas that have many smaller boats lined up where private individuals can park their boat when they aren't using it. Also, Ostend being so touristic, there are many tour boats that allow people to hop on them and visit the harbour and surrounding Belgian coast. As mentioned, Belgium specializes in seafood, so seeing many fishing boats and even some fishing gear laying around on the side of the sidewalk is a pretty common sight to see. One thing about Europe is the fact that there is a ton of history here. So yes, whenever you are walking through the streets of Belgium or other countries in Europe, you're always going to find monuments and sculptures like the one behind me, which is a monument to honor all the seamen who have lost their lives at sea. And it doesn't just refer to people like sailors, but also to soldiers and the fishermen and anybody that's basically lost their life at sea. And it's a really beautiful monument with a person on the bottom that is looking down and mourning all the people that they lost at sea, whereas there's another person on top of the monument which is looking towards the bright future. And this is really cool about the seaside of Belgium, because as I said, there's a lot of history, and also not just good history, but a lot of sad history, because there's been a lot of wars around here with Second World War and many other wars. We are a very old country, and there's not just older monuments too. There's also a couple of more modern monuments and other sculptures which can be beautiful or ugly. It depends on each person's taste. I really like all the old stuff, and I can enjoy some of the more modern things, but I really love looking at all of these old sculptures and reminiscing all these things from the past, and it's just beautiful and gorgeous. The Seamen's Memorial can be found on the Zeeheldenplein. Next to the Seamen's Memorial, there's a pretty impressive piece of modern art called Rock Strangers. This is a permanent installation that was created by the artist Arne Gins in 2012. Being extremely large in nature, each metal structure is pretty high, and the whole installation has a diameter of 100 meters. Set in Ostend's biggest coastal hotspot, the bright orange color of these metal structures truly gives a sharp contrast to the otherwise normal-looking surroundings and accentuates this area, giving it an alien-like or even dreamlike effect. Art pieces and installations don't just limit themselves to the Zeehelden Plain, but can be spotted throughout the boardwalk facing the sea. Some of the art pieces are modern looking, whereas others are much older and show more typical styles of art that can be found in all European cities. Modern or old, both of these art styles make this area extremely charming to walk in. Belgium is a sea that has a sort of illusion to it because it seems really calm most of the time, but well, when it gets to winter times and sometimes when the wind blows really hard, well, the sea gets really crazy and very dangerous. And because of that, well, they had to build some breakwaters in order to stop some of the waves from going past the beach, past all the sand, and hitting some of the structures that are part of the city, like some of the houses, some of the buildings, some of the statues. And where I'm standing right here is a breakwater that goes pretty far off into the sea, and as you can see from the images, on one side the sea is really calm, and then on the other side you already see that the sea is a little bit more treacherous, even though it's not too bad today. But yeah, these breakwaters are super important because without them they could really create quite a lot of destruction. The sea is kind of unpredictable, nature is really strong, and these breakwaters really save the city of Ostend. The Westerlijke Dam is a really big breakwater dam that is indispensable to the survival of Ostend. It truly reduces the effect of tides, currents, waves, and storm surges. Part of a coastal management system is to install these breakwaters to minimize erosion and to protect anchorages, helping isolate vessels within them from marine hazards such as prop washes and wind-driven waves. Moreover, because these structures go out into the sea, a nice walking path exists on top of it, which allows people to take a nice walk up to a green painted lighthouse that overlooks the coast. Views from there are pretty impressive, showing a nice silhouette of the city of Ostend with its modern buildings and also the many semi-tall apartment structures that overlook the sea. Being an important coastal town, there isn't just one lighthouse, but multiple lighthouses that help the boats navigate the coastline. Staying in the spirit of artwork, there is even artwork on the breakwater. And again, seeing how they build the structure from an architectural point of view, looking at the green painted lighthouse as well as enjoying the sea breeze, this place really is a must place to go to while in this region. Look at how beautiful and wide this beach is. This is the power of Belgium in some way. People underestimate Belgium because, well, they think of it as just a cold country with very low skies, and yes, it's true. Sometimes there are low skies and it is very gray, but the beach here at Ostend is sumptuous. It's really gorgeous, especially during the summer, but here during the winter when you have days like this where it's very mild and the skies are blue, it's just really cool. It's out of this world. It's very different to see a beach where people are sunbathing and swimming in the sea, opposed to how here you see a lot of people walking their dogs and just having a stroll on this beach. And I can assure you the air is so fresh, everything just feels so nice right here. And yeah, it's just a different kind of experience that I really recommend for people who have never been to the beach in cold weather. It's just so different. Ostend has a maritime temperature climate, influenced by winds from the North Sea, making summers cooler than inland Europe. And because of that, especially in the winter, swimming in the water isn't really an option. But even so, Ostend Beach usually has many people walking on it, especially dog owners, as this beach is dog friendly, but also a perfect spot for one's pet to run around. Even though there are already quite a few people in the winter, during the summertime, it gets even more inundated with people. After all, Belgium is a somewhat colder country, so whenever there is nice sun, people flock out of their houses to enjoy anything nature related. Cold or not, looking at the waves and seeing the immensity of the sea is always mesmerizing and truly shows how small we are compared to the world and the universe. And for the people who don't want to get their feet full of sand, well, we do have the Boardwalk here in Ostend, which is a really wide sidewalk with a bunch of restaurants, and it's just really pleasant to just walk on this thing because, well, you can see the sea on one side and then you can look at the restaurants and also some of the little stores. A lot of them are for tourists though. And there's also people who use the Quistax bikes, which are tandem bicycles, which are very typical of Belgium, and people also in regular bicycles too. But yeah, it is really, really pleasant, and you get that fresh breeze and fresh sea air. But yeah, with that being said, I think that this is the perfect place to end this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed coming on this visit of Ostend, and if you did enjoy it, please be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, leave me a comment too. Let me know what you think about this area. Let me know if there's maybe other areas in Belgium, LA, or maybe other places of the world that I should go visit. As you guys can see, I'm always traveling. So yeah, that's it. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.